It's BlinG versus orohuh, who used to be Protoss. But he's playing Zerg today. Maybe he doesn't like Protoss versus Protoss. Who does? I just pressed plus because, you know, I'm so used to watching replays, but not today. So, in the top right hand corner we have orohuh, who is a Masters Protoss, who's playing Zerg. I don't know how good a Zerg is. To be honest, he did qualify for the Team Dignitas game search as Protoss, but today he plays Zerg. And forward pair lineup for the BlinG. It's very common on this map to just go for the early expand with the Forge Wall off, which is why if you see Idra on this map, he generally does you got a pretty cool build where you get like 8 roaches, and then you take your guys off gas at 200, and you get 8 roaches, and then you just fully reinforce speedlings. You're able to snipe the cannons and deny that. But enough about that. Idra isn't playing today, but it just shows how painful this really early expand is for the Zerg. BlinG is not doing it too greedily though. He's getting the Forge on 14. You can do this, or you can get the Nexus on 15 or 16. You know, it's such a big map. But Zerg knows it's such a big map. This is the whole idea of metagame coming in. Zerg knows that Protoss likes to Nexus first on this map, so you get Zergs very often that just temple on this map, and they've gotten me on ladder, I have to say. But not today. It's 15 pull, 16 hatch from the Zerg. Wow, this is old school build. It's been a while since I've cast a game with 15 pull, 16 hatch. You don't see it much anymore. Anyway, here comes the Nexus from BlinG at 18 supply. Oops. Here comes the pylon. Here comes the pylon. Here comes the pylon. Da, 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 da. Sorry, I realise you all hate the wedding. That was probably inappropriate. He's going to build a pylon soon though, because he has to build probes. Anyway, enough about the petty things. Oh dear God, it's the day of supply blocks, isn't it? Look, he can't build his queen. Anyway, he did a double extractor trip to get that queen out. Very nice. If only Protoss could do that. Anyway, probes on it back, and pylon finally finishing for BlinG. He got the 2 gas up because he's floating a lot, and photon cannon finishes to just in time deny that Zerg scouting. But I mean, I would say it's fairly obvious that BlinG is fast expanding, although he hasn't actually seen the Nexus, and if he was being particularly tricky, then he could block that. And Cybernetics got going at the back. This is pretty safe actually, you know. Some people put it at the front here just to fully wall that off. It's, you know, it does have a lot of health, but it is snipeable. And if you lose your warp gate to, say, a roach push, then you're really dead. Anyway, back to the Zerg's base. He has enough for speed, but he's still mining gas, so it's not just going to be a stop at 100 gas for the Zerg. Oh no, he doesn't. I'm looking at the wrong tab. Ignore me. Don't. Please don't. It would be a bit silly if you were ignoring the caster. Anyway. Zerg is going straight for the layer, which I kind of like. It means he's going a little bit long term. We could see, like, I hope he's not going Mutalisks, because it's really common to off your Forge fast expand, like just a Stargate, 1 Stargate or 2 Stargates is probably the most common opener at like high Masters level, I'd say, off the Forge fast expand. 2, 3, 4 gateways, yeah, no, yeah. And is it a 5th? Yep, okay. Right, this is a pretty epic timing push coming by BlinG. He's got the 2 sentries. He's going for the +1. He's going to chrono this +1 all the way. And this is a great timing push because it's like it's not really all in, but it's still a timing push. It's probably the closest thing you get to a timing push in this matchup. If Zerg goes for like the early third or super early tech, something like Mutalisks, you just win. I mean, it's not even close. But I mean, the positioning of the gateways is interesting because surely this Overlord like direction would see them, but I think BlinG's caught a lucky break today. All these gateways are morphing, and pretty soon, if we had the army graph in front of us, it's just going to start skyrocketing. Here's the 3 more sentries, and BlinG is just going to Sentry Zealot, which is interesting, but this is the main thing. You can tell that it's going to be an early push because there is no gas at the natural. This build was actually popularised by Liquid Tyler way back at the Tyler Idris show match. Like the 6 gate off 2 gate base thing, obviously you couldn't really forge fast expand then. But anyway, this is actually, well, I say that this is a very different push. It's got the +1. It's a lot more sentry heavy. Some people just like to go stalkers, and this forward pylon is going to finish. We're going to see a round of warp in. The question is what? No, he warped in earlier. Anyway, here's the +1, and this is the problem: is that orohuh is very Ling based, and +1 zealots against Lings is pretty horrific. They kill him in 2 hits. This is why 5 roaches are popping for orohuh, but there's just so many force fields in this push, and here comes BlinG up the ramp. Force fields are about to go down. They're going to trap these roaches, and the roaches have nowhere to run. Roaches trying to kite against these zealots, but these zealots are just doing so much damage to orohuh's army. All of a sudden he has 6 roaches left. His army just evaporated, and so many zealots there. Look at all these +1 zealots. This is so reminiscent of a brutal push, and BlinG is just absolutely decimating orohuh's army. He's trying to make hydras, which is right, but just look at the size of this army. It's ridiculous. It's force fields blocking off these 4 roaches. They've got nowhere to go. The sentries are focusing down hydras that were made, going down instantly, and that was the 2nd game in the set. So BlinG advances through orohuh in a very convincing 2-0. You know, the greatest 6-gate timing push from BlinG. Practiced well, and he didn't make any mistakes. So, and Zerg didn't scout it. That usually helps in what's going in that sort of thing. But congrats to BlinG. Right. He wants some music.